Welcome into Bengals Breakdown, our instant reaction video after the Bengals took care of business against the Tennessee Titans by a score of 37-27, which really was just an absolutely insane game. Per usual, right, with the Cincinnati Bengals football team. Every game they play in seems like it is a crazy game. I kind of thought, how silly of me, that they would go into this game and it would be kind of a normal game going against a 3-10 Tennessee Titan team, but that was absolutely not the case. 10 combined turnovers in this football game, a professional football game. Unbelievable that happened. Sam Hubbard caught a touchdown. Jordan Battle had a scoop and score opportunity, ran it all the way back, and then dropped the ball before crossing the goal line. Joe Burrow had 3 turnovers. There was penalties all over the place. The list goes on and on and on. Just absolutely a bonkers game. And it's kind of fitting it took place in the city of Nashville. Just a wild game. And to end the game, it ended with the Titans scoring a touchdown and not kicking the extra point because obviously it did not matter. So plenty to unpack on our instant reaction video here this afternoon. I am doing some solo producing as I was during our watch party. So if you see me looking down or whatever the case may be, just bear with me as I try to get through our show here this afternoon. Make sure you hit that sub button, though, before we get into everything here. Basically, we got 3 more watch parties left. And look, they're going to be all super entertaining considering the product that the Cincinnati Bengals put out there on the football field. Don't miss out on that. Hit that sub button. Basically, daily Bengals videos coming your guys' way as well. Once the season ultimately is over, we'll have all the off-season coverage, draft stuff, and so on and so forth. But the Bengals do still have a little bit of life. The Dolphins also lost as well. Colts and Denver taking place right now, so we'll see what happens, but not fully eliminated from playoff contention yet. Start with some injury news here. Sam Hubbard. So he caught the touchdown. We haven't seen him play as much defensively because it has been a bit of a struggle here in 2024 for Sam Hubbard, but they're working him in. You see him in some goal line situations, and Joe Burrow threw him the pass, and it was a dime from Burrow, but it was an unbelievable catch. You would have never guessed that it was an edge rusher going up there to make it happen. Looked like a tight end on the play, got up, flexed, spiked the ball, was awesome, but then did not return to the game, and a matter of fact was ruled out pretty quickly with a knee injury. So anytime you get a knee and you get ruled out that quickly, and he was walking just fine on it, obviously your mind goes to the worst. Hopefully Sam is going to be all right, but regardless, if that is the end of his season, what a memorable way to end, scoring a touchdown from your buddy Joe Burrow. Pretty awesome stuff. Fingers crossed that he will be all right, but I think a lot of people certainly fearing the worst at this point with Sam Hubbard. Takeaway number 1, basically said it in the open. Just an absolute bonkers game. Again, didn't expect to see that here, which is silly of me. Every time the Cincinnati Bengals take the football field, it is absolutely pure entertainment. And we saw that once again here in Nashville. I mean, as I mentioned, the Hubbard touchdown. Jordan Battle, man, makes a great play. You kind of get a gift. Pollard loses it in the backfield. McKinley Jackson made a nice play. He's trying to get the ball. Doesn't. Great job by Battle scooping it up on the run. Gets a block from Jermaine Pratt down the sideline. And I'm not going to completely kill Battle for it because you see all the memes about guys that celebrate before they get into the end zone and ultimately drop it. That is terrible. He wasn't quite celebrating, but he was switching hands, which he was getting ready to celebrate. So still pretty bad nonetheless. But Jordan Battle, he's played solid football coming in for Von Bell. And just many crazy things that happened in this game. Will Levis, we'll get into him at the end of the show, but he was just absolutely horrible. Threw 3 interceptions on 4 pass attempts at one point and eventually got benched for Mason Rudolph. But just a absolutely wild game in Nashville. What's your one-word reaction to the Bengals win? Sound off for us in the comments section. It is the pinned comment of today's video. So if that ad comes here on YouTube, totally fine. Take advantage of it. Get down in the comment section and give me your one-word reaction to the Bengals win. Second takeaway for me, now I've been saying this. Some people, haven't fully gotten on board with this yet, but you got your running back now, and Chase Brown. You absolutely have him. This guy is a stud. He can do all the things that you want a professional running back to do. There were definitely some question marks about his ability in pass protection, but he was brilliant once again, and he's also such a good security blanket for Joe Burrow when he's extending plays. You saw that on the first touchdown, the one that he caught. The one touchdown that you see on the graphic right here was obviously a rushing touchdown that happened at the end, but this was a receiving touchdown that he had at the very beginning of the game. When Joe Burrow's doing his freelancing, he's being Houdini, he can always look to 30 because 30 is going to get to a good spot and do productive things for him. And we saw that as well. How fast he hits the hole is really impressive. We beat up this Bengals front office as we should for plenty of missed draft picks. Chase Brown is not one of them. A fifth-round snipe by Duke Tobin in 2023. Really impressive stuff. I absolutely love this kid. Did have him in fantasy, so that certainly helped as well. But nonetheless, Chase Brown is your running back of the future, and I am very, very confident in that. He was awesome in this game against the Titans, and a big reason why you were able to come out on top. We'll continue with our instant reactions here in a moment, but first, I want to give a shout-out to our friends over at PrizePicks because today's instant reaction video is presented by PrizePicks. Big shout-out to them for making that happen. Look, PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. You now win up to 200 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. PrizePicks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks keeps your lineup live. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. Join over 10 million users and sign up today. They also invented the Flex Play. This is kind of what we're rolling with here, or we were rolling with here at our Chat Sports offices. Really hope you guys took advantage of the freebie there. Patrick Mahomes just needed more than half a receive or half a passing yard. That obviously is something that needed to be in all your guys' prize picks. Tyreek Hill, I don't believe he had the more than on the 74.5 receiving yards, but not exactly sure. Jaden Daniels had him for 217.5 passing yards as well. That's the flex play. Essentially, if one of those doesn't hit, one of those picks doesn't hit, you still have an opportunity to double your money. So it would really encourage you guys to check out the flex play over with our friends at PrizePicks. So download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's PrizePicks. Run your game. Next takeaway here. Burrow was great in some spots, per usual. His ability to extend plays showed that once again in this football game. Really made some miraculous plays. Took some shots like he has been all year and made stuff happen. But a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes by Joe Burrow. Before that, I do want to mention that last play when Zach Taylor on that last drive there threw it on first and second down. I thought Taylor was brilliant in this game, but he really messed that up. Joe Burrow had to bail him out on 3rd and 10, was rolling to his right. T. Higgins coming across the middle. Phenomenal play by Joe Burrow, but the turnovers were, uncharacteristic there. At the beginning, Devin Cochran was trying to settle into the game, and he was really struggling. I think he was a reason why they threw that interception there on that first possession that they had offensively, and then trying to force it to Jamar Chase down the field. Yeah, he got hit. Yeah, it was probably PI, but just he typically makes better decisions than that. The fumble, was unfortunate. He had a guy underneath him. I do think maybe that left wrist hit the ground before it came out, but I digress. Joe Burrow's got to be better. He understands that, and he was really frustrated after the game when he was talking to the media. Pretty reminiscent of his comments after they beat the Raiders earlier in the season, just frustrated with what they were able to accomplish offensively. Shows his leadership, but he was pretty fired up talking to Zach Taylor. They called him on the sideline, and he was very ticked off with how they performed. Flipping back to the defense for this next weigh-in here, this next opportunity for you guys to get interactive, I want you guys to grade the Bengals defense for me, A, B, C, D, or F. We're going to talk about them here in a moment, so I want to get your thoughts, A, B, C, D, or F. What's your grade for the Bengals defense? Fourth one here, Mike Hilton finally showed up. Look, Mike Hilton has been really bad this season, and it's really unfortunate because all the great things he has done as a Cincinnati Bengal coming over from Pittsburgh was a key piece to both of their playoff runs in 21 and 22, and has really struggled this year running with the receivers. And guess what? He played really, really well today. The patented Mike Hilton plays coming off the edge, getting those TFLs, did that several times today. And also the awareness on the interception after the deflection was brilliant. really happy for Mike Hilton and how he played. Will he be a piece with this team in 2025? We'll see. But he played really, really well today, and there's still some hope that he could potentially get some things turned around, as that was a really, really patented, vintage Mike Hilton performance here this afternoon. Last thing here. Won the turnover battle. That was one of our keys to victory going in. Again, with NFL games, you could always sit up here and say, oh, key to victory is to win the turnover battle. I understand that. But with this Bengals team, it is even more critical just because of how reliant you are on creating turnovers in order to create stops if you're the defense. They're not out there creating turnovers. They're not getting any stops. And luckily for Cincinnati, they were able to get 6 today, which is really miraculous that they were able to pull that off. Look, I've been banging on Will Levis for a long time. I don't mean to just go on here and just throw strays at Will Levis, but if anybody, as an organization, thought it would be a good idea to draft Will Levis and make him a franchise guy, I mean, what are we doing? 8 of 12 for 89 yards, but the 3 picks there, also had a fumble as well, so 4 turnovers for Levis in this football game. But the 3 picks were on 4 passing attempts. Like, it was just bam, 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 pick, 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 and it essentially killed Tennessee in this game. Had the fumble as well, and obviously it was no surprise when he got benched after that 3rd interception there for Mason Rudolph. But you won the turnover battle. You still had a ton of turnovers offensively, but you still technically won the turnover battle, and I think that's probably why you won the game, because you won it at 6-4, especially early on when you fell behind 2-0 in the turnover battle. Were able to even it out and then eventually create more turnovers than you gave up. But there you have it. That is my instant reaction to the Bengals' crazy win in Nashville, 37-27.